at one stage, and I'm not making this up, we were a day away from getting merged into another business that the bank preferred, for want of a better term, and they were persuading us. And Graham said, Ricky, the bank are controlling us to a degree. What they're offering, it was to merge with an IT company, right? Who, I mean, I disappeared in 2-3 years later, and I was really against it. And I was out at Hibs thing, so I was at Hibs thing one night, and Ian Blackford, Ian said, how's Ricky? And at that time, I'm really friendly with Ian, but at that time, I knew Ian because he's Hibs, right? Because he loves Hibs, so we're talking. Anyway, he said to me, how's things? I said, fine. How's things? I just said, fine. He went, no, eh? I says, what do you mean, no? I can tell, Ricky. What's wrong? I says, Ian, I can't talk about, we've signed NDAs and we're days away. He went, what do you mean you've signed NDAs and you're days away? Is it something you like and something you want? I said, no, but I've got a little option. And Ian said, is it a financial problem you've got? I said, aye. He says, right, I'll give you $500,000. Or $1 million. What do you want? What do you need? Is $500,000 enough? $1 million. And I said, $500,000 be fine, Ian. Right, I'll do that. When's your next board meeting? I said, 2 days' time. We're meant to sign it off. He says, right, when you get that board meeting, you've got a new financial advisor. I'm coming on your board, investor. And he's giving you $500,000.
Jesus.
And Ian come and done that.
Just like that.
And he brought John Benton.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Ian and John's obviously a Rangers man. Ian's obviously an Independence guy. And they're best pals. And they disagree, clearly. Because John thinks there should be a statue of Margaret Thatcher in Glasgow. Genuinely, he does. I said, John, it's impossible. But anyway, and Ian...
It is impossible.
Yeah. Anyway, because he thinks Thatcher changed the world for the better, in his opinion. Ian clearly thinks opposite, but they're best pals. And the two of them came in. And I asked Ian later on why. He says, because I trust you. But I also know the market, Ricky. I understand that market. And that there's an opportunity in that market. And I've met you enough now where I trust you and people talk highly of you. And it's something, so I'll back you. And he did. He came in.
It's amazing, just a chance.
And that was... Now,
so Hibs are good for something.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, see if we had went to another company and merged, it would have probably been a good success. It wouldn't have been a Commsworld today.
Yeah.
But it would have been successful.
Yeah.
It would have been successful.
It would have been.
Because we'd have dominated it, to be honest.
So what's next for Commsworld then?
Well, Commsworld's grow. We're winning more and more in the public sector areas. We're winning more in education, universities, things like that. We're getting invited into a lot of things now. So from Commsworld's point of view, it's, I was going to say freewheel, and that's no fair, but the growth it's just compounding. We are getting invited into things that in the past, if we're knocking the door, they wouldn't answer the door. So it'll be grow. From Commsworld's point of view. Now, I'm on the board. I'm vice chairman. I'm still the largest individual shareholder. And I get involved in everything that I need to get involved in. But like I say, with the team that I've got there, I don't need to go in the park.
Do you see yourself leaving at any point?
It depends on the future of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly we've got private equity, so private equity want to come in and go out. That's how they work. It's been raised with Commsworld that we could float the business on AIM, and lots of other things. So there's a lot of things that we need to consider. But currently there's no pressures. I mean, LDC have zero pressure on Exxon. They just think it's going really well. Which
is unusual because they normally have a fixed set of time and they want out, they want to recycle and go.
Well, one of the reasons that LDC interested us is they don't have that same criteria, but it's fixed. Whereas other ones they hope to have this, they have it fixed.
Yeah, 5 years
ago. So
gone.
even if in a year's time, it doesn't matter. They're out. In